Hey everybody, I'm back. God knows she just bumped me off. Facebook bumped me off. I cannot believe that happened, but welcome to Super Scope Saturday. Hey Beauty Mixtures. Girl, I don't know what happened. My daughter called and it bumped me right off. Bumped me right off. All that typing. So I am back and I'm trying to deliver some more goods. You know me, it's Super Scope Saturday, so my job is to add as much value to the lives of those I'm connected to as possible. And so just like my title says, I am talking about finding your customer on their turf. Hey, Knitting by Michelle. Thank you for joining, sweetheart. Thank you for sharing with your followers. And I love those hearts. So you're going to post the video. Yes, I'm going to post it on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, and then I'll send you the link to that. Okay, finding your customers on their own turf and what that means. Yes, ma'am. And oh, it was just so awesome. I felt honored to just do a product review, and I do product reviews all the time, but that just blessed my heart. Not only did it bless my heart, but it blessed my daughter's heart, because she's vegan. So the products were amazing. So anyway, I just wanted to shout out to everyone, share some goods. I'm talking today about finding your customer on their own turf and what that means and matching them to you, right? So what 3 things should you be considering when you are looking for your customers on their own turf? 1, what is your personality? Very, very important for you to, great. Girl, you are going to love it. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. So I'm going to put you in the group too, because we're going to work on that together as a coaching. We're going to coach together with the group. Okay, so I wanted 3 things that you must think about when you consider your customer and finding them on their own turf. First of all, what is your personality style? Who are you and what is your personality style? So important. What type of message do you plan to deliver to them? And so because I have just undergone a life-changing experience on this week, my target market is going to be those individuals who have challenges. No matter what kind of challenge that is, whatever kind of challenge they are, I can speak life into their life. So my dynamic has changed a little bit. It's just like everything I tell everybody. The blueprint of your plans change the moment you put the ink on the page. And so my project has been evolving over time, but I think I finally hit that thing on the nail. And part of that was really identifying, who are you? What is your message and what are you trying to deliver? So first of all, understand who you are, why you do what you do, what your personality style is, and what do you hope to deliver? What is your overall goal? My goal is to affirm human social value for all men. Why? Because I had to affirm that for myself, and God helped me to do that by sticking in there with me and showing me His grace and His mercy every day to achieve my PhD, even when all the odds said that I should not live, but God said I shall live and not die. So personalities, number 1. 2, what is the culture of your company? What do I mean by that? The culture of your company. What is your mission? What is your goal and your objectives? How do you hope to impact your consumer? Very, very important. So my company culture is just this. How do I help you? How do I help you make it past your hurdles? What messages do I resend all over my social media? So for me, it's affirming human social value. How do I do that? By preparing products and goods that can meet the greater masses of people. That includes the person who's a visual learner, the person who is an audio learner, the person who is a kinesthetic learner. So that makes sense to me, right? And so what is your outreach style? Thank you. What is your outreach style? So that is the 3rd thing that you must consider. What is your outreach style? My outreach style is simply to assist individuals to owning their own stage, bringing them in, giving them all the jewels that they need, walking them through the processes and helping them to own their own, because we don't have to be in poverty. We don't have to have a poverty mindset, which is why I'm enjoying money. Wait a minute, can I say this right? Money Magnet Mentoring. I got to get that right because it's kind of a tongue twister. But I shared some nuggets on that earlier as well. So the next thing you want to do is After you have understand who you're looking for, why you're looking for them, and your style, then you're going to be looking at some baselines to understand their buying patterns and activities. You're going to be looking at some baselines to understand their buying patterns and their activities, and where are you going to find them, right? So there are several companies that you can look at to understand that particular type of data, and the data is important. But I'm going to share what I found last night that I was using. One is that I've been using for the last 10 years is Pew Research Center. Pew does amazing research on internet users and is always providing continuous reports on their internet users across all platforms. Very, very, very good information. Yes, Pew Research Center is amazing. When I was doing my dissertation on mobile social support for addiction relapse prevention, see, that's my style, because that's what I think about. How can I help my fellow man using the next best thing? And see, the next best thing was mobile social support, mobile anytime, mobile anywhere. That's what my dissertation was about. So here we are using mobile to teach, right? Because Periscope is only available on mobile. What else is only available on mobile? Facebook Live, only available on mobile, right? So here I am working in the very market that I actually studied. That's my outreach style, okay? So Pew Research is great place to begin to look at some of that research about internet users. That's where I found the most valuable data for my dissertation. The next one is an application called Wolfram Alpha. If you can put that in the chat room, this one is really, really good, because all you have to do is plug in a city and it will bring you up all the demographics for that city. Amazing. I'm telling you, it's absolutely amazing. It's WOL, F as in Frank, RAM, /alpha, ALPHA.com. Go there. You can put in a city, a state, and it will give you all the, yes, that's it. No, it's the /, not /. But it will give you all the demographics for that city. It is amazing. Yes. Okay, so that's two. We said Pew Research, and then we said wolframalpha.com. And then there is Zillow. I don't know how many of you use Zillow, but Zillow is a real estate. That's it. Zillow is a real estate valuation space where people go to valuate real estate, where you go to look and see what's on the market. It even gives you schools in the area. It gives you a lot of stuff. But here it also gives you some solid demographics for cities, for most cities. Solid demographics for most cities, and it also gives you the school, the population. This is some easy research right here, right? So this is a way to determine who's in your market space. Who should, first of all, go to Pew. Who's buying your products? What is the pattern and activities of people who are buying your product, right? So my target market has changed, and my target area has changed, because now I'm targeting universities and schools and things like that. So it's ever evolving, systems that have people who want and need my services, right? So Zillow, another great place, real estate valuations, but they also give you solid demographics for most cities, and all you have to do is plug in the city name, okay? Another one is Google Ad Planner. Google Ad Planner, when you're planning to do a Google ad, is another place where you can actually put in some information to get some solid demographics. Or you can look at Google Analytics, and it'll give you patterns. If you have a Google Analytics account, it'll give you patterns of behavior who are visiting your website, so that you can begin to look at who's buying and where they're coming from. That will really, really help you. So if you don't have Google Analytics, get that Google Analytics, okay? The other one is Alexa. Alexa, yes, you do. You do need that Google Analytics, honey, because you can really target folks. But your market is so vast that You sell, you probably should be looking at people who are in vegetarians, people who are vegan, people who come from different cultures that use natural products. Those are all things that you really should be thinking about, beauty mixtures, because everybody's not your client. Everybody's not going to buy your product, even though your product is so good. You really need to be thinking about who needs my soap, who needs and wants my soap. And because you have such great products, you really need to be considering who is less likely to be using products that are you could just buy off any shelf. Right, it serves a purpose and a problem. Like my daughter, doctor's offices, people who suffer from rashes or eczema. And where do you find those people? Type in the questions like, how do I deal with my how do I deal with my eczema? Questions like that. What type of questions are they likely to be typing in that's going to help you find your market? That's it for you. Type in their questions. What questions would you be asking if you suffered from eczema? What questions would you be asking if you were vegan? What questions would you be asking if you were vegetarian? What questions would you be asking if you were from another culture? Think about that for a minute. People from other cultures are more likely to buy your products as well, because you have to remember there's certain things in other cultures that they won't use. They won't use animal byproducts. They won't use certain things. So you need to be targeting those people who literally could use your services. And I hope that really makes sense, okay? All right, so then you want to check out your website data. We already talked about that. Get your Google Analytics account set up. Okay, good. And another one, check out if you have Facebook. Check out your insights from Facebook. See who's buying your product. Because when you boost a post, go back and look at the insights and see where your customers are coming from and who's looking at your ads. Those are the people you need to target. Okay? And when you really find out your target market, then you have the keywords that you need to use. Some keywords that you definitely should be using is vegan, natural products, eczema, skin, people with skin disorders. Go and look at, go look up skin disorders. Go look up skin disorders. Whatever skin disorders are out there, you need to be signing up for those newsletters. You need to be signing up for the people. That's where your already streaming market is. That's where your already streaming market is. So you need to be going out there and doing some homework and get you a book that's just for this. Okay? And so you're going to find out a lot about this information, how to go after what you need by just joining the coaching group. And the coaching group is free. I know you are, girl, because this is what I love to do. I love to deliver some good stuff. This is what I do every day. So it's like, it's easy to do when you think outside of the box. You've got to think outside of the box of where your customer is. Where is your customer? What product are you offering and why do you do it? Right? Okay. Great. You're welcome, honey. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and send you your book. Those are the tips I was giving out today about finding, we're going to recap, finding your customer on their turf. Finding your customer on their turf, matching your one. Type these in the chat room for me. Personality. What's your personality? Why do you do what you do? Personality was number one. Number two, what's the culture of your company? Yes. What is the culture of your company? Why? What does your company do and why do they do it? When do they do it? Who do they do it for? Think about all those questions, right? All right. The next thing is your outreach style. Who are you trying to reach? What is your outreach? who are you trying to reach in terms of your product, your outreach, okay? What is your outreach? While you can sell your soaps to everybody, the person who's more likely to buy your product is the person who needs the naturalness of your product, okay? So then we talked about we talked about looking at baselines to understand the buying patterns and behaviors of your consumers, the buying patterns and activities of your consumers. And we listed 5 of those, I think it was. Yes, 5. Number 1, Pew Research is thebomb.com. I used it all throughout my research for all graduate school. Pew Research, anytime you're doing anything mobile, anything internet-based, anything e-commerce, you want to look at Pew Research Center. The next one, spell that, P-E-W, Pew Research Center. Pew Research Center. And I'm telling you, when you go there, be very specific, because they have so much information that you're going to be on overload. Yes, that's it. So you want to be typing in mobile users. You want to type in internet users between a certain age. But first, identify your target. I've given you some tools to think about. Who should you be targeting? Find out who they are first. And when you go to do the research for Pew, then you'll have those keywords that you can plug in, okay? All right, so then we said Wolfram and Alpha.com. That's Wolfram, WOLFRAM /alpha.com. Type in a state and it's going to give you all the demographics for that state. Zillow, which is Zillow, which is a real estate valuation space, but they also have solid demographics for most cities because they're everywhere. That's it. Google Ad Planner, when you're planning an ad, but first identify who you're targeting. Then you can plan your Google ads, and they'll be able to tell you what are they looking for, who's looking for it, what questions are they asking, what are they typing in to find you. Google Ad Planner. Then there's Alexa. Alexa is a space where you invite your competitors. Like, say you have another soap maker, right? And you want to understand how are you lining up in comparison to other soap makers. So what you could do is invite other people to join Alexa. Once they join Alexa, then you can type in their name in there, and then it'll give you the comparative stats. It's not sneaky, it's real. You know, that's what people do. That's how you understand your competition. Okay, and then last but not least was next to the last was Google Analytics. You know, make sure that your web page you have Google Analytics to measure what's going on your page, where your people are coming from, their culture, their city, their country. It has all of those statistics, their behaviors, what type of devices they're using, all of that good stuff. And then you have Facebook Insights. When you publish an ad, it gives you the insights on who's coming there, why they're coming there. And then once you know your target market, you can put those keywords into your Facebook ads, for that's the population that you want to see your ad. That's the population that you want to see your ad. And that's all I have for right now. This is Dr. Eveangel Savage over at Audacity Group Social Enterprise. I am your 2.6 ounce baby girl, born at 6 months gestation 53 years ago, and I now stand in 2% of the population with a PhD, having learned under some most serious challenges. I thank you for joining me today. I am your coach and investment readiness coach and your social enterprise strategist. Thank you for joining me. Be sure to use these exercises to find your customer on their own turf. Thank you for joining me, Beauty Mixers, and thank you for the beautiful hearts. Girl, I'm getting ready to send you your book, and I'm going to put you in the group. You're welcome. God bless you.